We're glad you could join us on this journey through the exciting and unique country of Mozambique. It's time to talk about 20 strange things that only exist in Mozambique. Mozambique has a lot of unique things to offer, from exciting cultural practices to breathtaking natural sights. If you're a daring tourist, a culture vulture, or just someone who likes the unusual, come with us as we discover this fantastic country's fascinating and unique parts. Get ready to be amazed by the strange things that only exist in Mozambique. Number 20. Women forbidden to add salt to food. Did you know that in Mozambique, there's an exciting custom where women are discouraged from adding salt to food? It's based on a traditional superstition that believes this practice can cause hernias in men. Quite fascinating, isn't it? This perspective highlights the influence of superstitions within Mozambican society and highlights the crucial roles of gender. Some people may find these customs strange, but they are deeply ingrained in the local culture and hold significant importance. This activity sheds light on the intricate dynamics of gender relations in Mozambique. The custom forbidding women from adding salt implies that certain tasks and activities are designated for specific genders. Some may view this as a way to maintain traditional gender roles and ensure conformity to cultural norms. In addition, this conviction highlights the importance of superstitions and spiritual beliefs in the everyday lives of Mozambicans. Superstitions have long been believed to serve as a protective measure, guiding behavior and ensuring the well-being of society. It's interesting to note how cultural practices and medical ideas intersect in this situation. The superstition surrounding women and salt serves as a way to prevent health problems. Number 19. Must use both hands. In Mozambique, receiving a gift with both hands is customary as a sign of decency and respect. By accepting the gift, you demonstrate a deep appreciation for the giver's effort and intention rather than just acknowledging the physical object itself. When someone receives a gift with both hands, it demonstrates their genuine appreciation for the gesture and helps strengthen social connections and mutual respect. This custom highlights the importance of face-to-face interactions in Mozambican society. It shows a society that places importance on recognizing and acknowledging the efforts of others. Using both hands is a way to show respect and civility, indicating that the donor's gesture is genuinely appreciated. In addition, this habit can be seen in various aspects of Mozambican life. It goes beyond just exchanging gifts and extends to other forms of social interaction where respect and decency are paramount. It's interesting to think about how small actions, like how we give gifts, can significantly impact society's unity and harmony. This particular custom also highlights the influence of cultural traditions on everyday conduct and interaction. In Mozambican culture, there is a strong emphasis on respect and appreciation. Number 18. No tipping allowed. Tipping in Mozambique is culturally seen as rude because people believe that workers should be paid for their work. From this point of view, extra tips are unnecessary and show that workers are not getting paid enough, which is insulting. Tipping is widespread in many other countries, but the no-tipping culture stresses that people should be treated fairly and fairly compensated, which is the exact opposite of what most people do. This habit is based on respecting workers' worth and recognizing their worth as people. Mozambique's no-tipping method ensures that workers are paid fairly, promoting justice and equality at work. It shows that every worker should be paid fairly, without relying on customers' kindness to compensate for lost pay. This cultural norm can also improve the service experience by eliminating the stress and uncertainty that can come with tipping. Staff members can focus on providing excellent service without expecting extra pay, and customers can enjoy services without feeling like they need to give extra money as a gift. This could make conversations between service providers and customers more natural and casual. Mozambique's tradition of not leaving tips is basically a reminder of how important it is to treat workers fairly and protect their rights. It calls into question the idea that tips are necessary for good service. It supports a society where fair wages are the standard, ensuring every worker is treated with respect and dignity. Number 17. Do not drink tap water. In Mozambique, drinking tap water is not allowed because it increases the chance of contracting diseases. To maintain good health, it is strongly recommended that both locals and tourists consume bottled or sterilized water. Implementing this safety measure is crucial due to the challenges Mozambique faces with its infrastructure and overall health. The country's methods for purifying and distributing water need improvement, as evidenced by the prevalence of waterborne diseases like cholera, dysentery, and typhoid. Contaminants can easily find their way into the water source, posing a significant risk to health. It seems like some underlying issues with the public infrastructure need to be addressed. Many individuals struggle to access clean water. Using bottled or purified water has become a daily necessity for residents, requiring additional expenses and effort. Visitors must grasp and adhere to this safety measure to prevent health issues. It's interesting to see the contrast between Mozambique and more developed countries regarding access to clean drinking water. Drinking water from the tap is something that people in developed countries often don't think twice about. Number 16. Bargaining is necessary. When people in Mozambique go shopping, they do more than just buy and sell things. It's an active, social activity, especially when people are bargaining. Going to markets or smaller shops is a great way to quickly learn that arguing over prices is not only okay, but expected. This cultural practice gives these places lively energy and turns every buy into a chance to talk to people and make deals. In Mozambique, being able to bargain is seen as an essential skill. People who shop there can find better deals, and sellers can connect with their customers. Many people like this part of shopping because it allows them to show how good they are at bargaining and get to know the sellers. A good agreement makes both the buyer and the seller happy. The buyer is happy because they got a good deal, and the seller is happy because they made a sale and built a good relationship with a customer. This practice also shows how much of Mozambique's business is run without a formal system. Prices sometimes change depending on supply and demand, the time of year, and the skill of the people negotiating. When people bargain, prices can change to meet buyers' and sellers' wants and abilities. This makes the market a place that can change and adapt. That's why bargaining in Mozambique is more than just a business deal. It's a cultural practice that brings people together and makes the market more lively. It stresses the importance of respecting and understanding each other, which makes shopping a culturally rich and exciting experience. Number 15. No wearing brand name clothing. People in Mozambique are often told not to wear designer clothes and expensive jewelry because they might attract thieves' attention. Because of the country's economic differences, people who show off their wealth can become targets for theft and other crimes, whether from the country or just visiting. Because of this, people need to be more modest about their fashion and personal accessories, putting safety and practicality ahead of flashy shows. Avoiding brand name clothes and expensive accessories isn't just a way to fit in. It's also a sensible way to lower potential risks. When there is a big difference between the rich and the poor, showing off expensive things can be seen as rude and cause bad feelings. It shows how important it is to be sensitive to other cultures and the social and economic situation where you live or visit. Knowing this cultural norm is very important for tourists. A humble style not only keeps you out of trouble, but also shows that you respect Mozambican culture and the way people really live. This method builds community and makes it less likely that someone from outside the group will be seen as showing off their money. This behavior also raises more significant safety issues and community awareness in Mozambique. People who dress modestly help make society safer and more united, where respect and understanding for each other are more important than flashy possessions that show off your status. This small but essential cultural adaptation helps people understand and appreciate how complicated Mozambican society is. Number 14. Do not mention floods. In Mozambique, talking about floods is frowned upon because people believe that doing so will bring bad luck. This belief comes from the country's painful past of terrible floods that have caused much damage and loss. People don't like to talk about floods because of a cultural belief and more profound psychological and social reactions to natural disasters. The fact that the Mozambique floods are still talked about with such care shows how deeply they have affected the country's mental health. In the past, floods have damaged homes, infrastructure, and ways of making a living, making social and economic problems worse. The historical background has affected how people talk about floods today. Avoiding the subject is seen as a way to protect against bad luck and honor the memories of those affected. Also, the fact that it is considered rude to talk about floods shows how strong Mozambican communities are and how they respond to natural disasters. Some people and groups may try to avoid talking about floods to protect their emotions and minds from the trauma that comes with them. This cultural way of dealing with stress helps keep society together and build strength when things go wrong. It's not just a superstition that people in Mozambique don't like to talk about floods. It reflects the country's past, strength, and cultural values. It shows how complicated it is for communities to plan for and deal with natural disasters. It also shows how important it is to understand and respect local customs and beliefs. Number 13. Never call them superstitious. To respect Mozambican beliefs and customs, you must understand their culture and historical backgrounds. Mozambicans don't see their spiritual practices as silly beliefs. They see them as essential parts of their culture and identity. People who hold these views often have many rituals, ceremonies, and ties to their ancestors that give them direction, meaning, and a sense of belonging in the community. Some think calling these ideas superstitious is rude and dismissive. This shows how important it is to be sensitive to other cultures and honor their traditions. In the West, superstition means something irrational or old-fashioned, which may not fit how Mozambicans see their own spiritual practices. If people outside of Mozambique call these views superstitious, they could hurt the meaning and validity of these practices for those who live there. The spiritual views and traditions of the people of Mozambique are critical to them. These practices help people understand the world, deal with the problems that come up in life, and bring people and groups together. They see their spiritual beliefs as essential parts of who they are, which helps people from different cultures connect and appreciate each other's points of view. Respecting local customs helps people from different cultures connect in practical ways that help them learn more about the other and protect the variety of spiritual experiences and expressions that people have. Number 12. Do not drive unless necessary. Driving in Mozambique is very hard because the roads are in bad shape. There must be more signs, and people must follow the rules. The country's infrastructure could be better, and some roads aren't even paved, so they can't be used when it rains, which makes driving more dangerous. Lax traffic law implementation makes things even less safe on the roads, putting both drivers and pedestrians at greater risk. Because of these problems, locals and visitors are encouraged to drive as little as possible unless they have to. This safety step aims to lower the risk of accidents and keep people safe on Mozambique's roads. Travelers are told to be extra careful when driving, like staying within the speed limit, wearing seat belts, and being alert. Limiting driving also aligns with efforts to protect the environment and save resources. Reduced travel is one way that people can help protect Mozambique's natural landscapes and wildlife and lower carbon emissions. This cautious method is also part of larger efforts in Mozambique to make roads safer and build infrastructure. Money spent on road repair, better signs, and traffic police are all critical steps that can be taken to make travel safer for everyone. Number 11. Always carry malaria medication. It's worth noting that taking preventive measures against malaria in Mozambique, such as always carrying medication with you, is crucial. The country's tropical climate creates the perfect conditions for mosquitoes to thrive, making them the leading carriers of the disease. Malaria is a serious health concern for both locals and tourists, so it's essential to take proactive steps to reduce the risk and protect your health. Having malaria medication with you is vital if you live in or visit Mozambique. If you happen to get bitten by a mosquito carrying malaria, taking prophylactic drugs can help you avoid getting sick. It's essential to be extra cautious in remote or rural areas where access to medical facilities may be limited, and the risk of contracting the disease is higher due to increased mosquito populations. Using mosquito nets while sleeping and applying insect repellent can help further reduce the likelihood of mosquito bites, in addition to medication. These strategies aim to protect against malaria transmission in Mozambique's various landscapes, including cities, rural areas, and wildlife reserves. Number 10. Seafood Paradise. Mozambique's beautiful coastline along the Indian Ocean has made it a popular spot for seafood lovers. Thanks to its extensive coastline, the country has a vibrant seafood industry, providing a diverse selection of fresh and reasonably priced seafood choices. Mozambique's culinary scene is a true delight for visitors, offering a wide range of seafood dishes that showcase succulent prawns, flavorful calamari, and a variety of fish. The rich flavors and diverse options are sure to please any seafood lover. Seafood is prevalent in Mozambique, which can be attributed to both its geographical advantage and cultural significance. Seafood is an essential part of traditional Mozambican cuisine, combining local flavors with influences from Portuguese and other African culinary traditions. You'll find various seafood dishes at local markets and restaurants, ranging from grilled to stewed. These delicious meals are often accompanied by rice or cassava. Discovering the seafood delights of Mozambique is a true culinary journey for tourists. Maputo and Beira, two beautiful coastal cities, are famous for their seafood markets and waterfront restaurants. Visitors can savor the delight of freshly caught seafood while taking in the picturesque surroundings. Mozambican seafood is affordable and incredibly fresh, making it a delightful choice for those seeking a dining experience that embodies the country's coastal lifestyle. Number 9. Land of Gold. Mozambique has substantial gold reserves that have long been important for its economy and development. Due to the country's abundant mineral wealth, the mining sector has played a significant role in driving economic growth by attracting investment. Gold mining has been a source of livelihood for numerous Mozambicans, contributing to the well-being of local communities and facilitating the growth of infrastructure in mining areas. Nevertheless, the mining industry in Mozambique faces its fair share of challenges. Environmental concerns, including deforestation, soil erosion, and water pollution, often accompany large-scale mining operations. These impacts have the potential to significantly alter local ecosystems, biodiversity, and the lives of communities that depend on natural resources for their livelihoods. Finding solutions to these challenges involves striking a harmonious equilibrium between promoting economic growth and ensuring the preservation of our environment. To address the adverse impacts of gold mining on the environment and local communities, it is crucial to prioritize responsible mining practices in Mozambique. This includes conducting environmental impact assessments, reclaiming mined lands, and practicing sustainable resource management. Number 8. One of the poorest countries. Mozambique is still one of the poorest countries in the world, even though it has many natural resources. This paradox shows how complicated our country's problems are, like having a lot of poor people, not enough good schools and hospitals, and a volatile economy. A past of war and political instability has worsened these problems by slowing progress and building up infrastructure. Most Mozambicans could be doing better financially, even though the country has a lot of natural resources like coal, natural gas, and minerals. Instead, these resources have only sometimes helped everyone equally. This has left many rural and poor urban people needing access to essential services or chances to move up. Low pay and high unemployment rates make the cycle of poverty even worse by making it harder to get an education or medical care and making it harder to raise living standards. Help from other countries and economic aid are crucial in dealing with these problems. For sustainable growth to happen, we need to work to improve infrastructure, make farms more productive, and make healthcare and education systems stronger. For Mozambique to have a more stable and prosperous future, it is also essential to support efforts to improve social services, boost government, and encourage economic diversification. Number 7. Extremely young population. More than 60% of Mozambique's population is under 25 years old, making it one of the youngest countries in Africa. This group of young people brings both opportunities and problems to Mozambique's growth path. A young population is good because it leads to new ideas, higher output, and faster economic growth. Young people often bring new ideas, energy, and views to many areas of society, such as business, technology, and culture. Mozambique can move toward long-term growth and prosperity by using this demographic potential. This will make the country's young people leaders of sound change and new ideas. However, the youth bulge also brings up big problems. To give young Mozambicans the skills and knowledge they need to compete in a globalized market, the country needs to invest a lot of money in education and skill development. Young people need a good education, vocational training, and chances to keep learning to be ready for important jobs and leadership roles. Number 6. An AK-47 on the national flag. Mozambique's flag is a powerful reminder of the country's troubled past and long, hard-fought fight for freedom. At the center of this emblem is an AK-47 assault gun, placed next to a hoe crossed with an open book and set against a background of red and green stripes. The deep meaning of this one-of-a-kind set of symbols comes from showing Mozambique's journey from colonial rule to freedom and the people's hopes for independence and wealth. The AK-47, the most famous weapon used in Mozambique's violent fight for independence, represents the sacrifices Mozambicans made and their strength in their fight for freedom. It's a stark reminder of how hard things were and how determined the people were to fight for their rights and independence against British rule. The fact that the hoe and open book are there with the AK-47 shows how vital farming and education are to Mozambique's growth. These symbols show how the country wants to make economic progress, achieve social justice, and share information now that it is independent. Number 5. Incredibly wild nature. Because of its varied and unspoiled habitats, Mozambique is home to an incredible variety of plant and animal life. Located in the center of this breathtaking landscape is Gorongosa National Park, a world-famous sanctuary that highlights Mozambique's abundant flora and fauna. With its verdant scenery and varied habitats, the park is a haven for many animals, including elephants, lions, hippos, and countless bird species. Nature lovers and conservationists will be captivated by Mozambique's coastal regions, marshes, tropical forests, and Gorongosa. Mozambique is known as a biodiversity hotspot, due mainly to the abundance of plant and animal species that thrive in these settings. Many of these species are native to the region. Protecting these natural treasures is crucial for keeping Mozambique's ecosystem in check and ensuring sustainable tourism and local livelihoods. Protecting habitats, combating poaching, and involving locals are the mainstays of Mozambique's conservation efforts, which aim to preserve the country's natural riches for the future. Number 4. Vibrant music and dance. Mozambique is proud of its storied musical history, which reflects its broad and dynamic cultural fabric. Expressing one's identity, one's past, and one's social cohesiveness via music and dance is fundamental to Mozambican culture. Mozambican communities hold traditional music genres close to their hearts, such as makiwara, which tells stories via melodies, and marabenta, which has energetic rhythms and syncopated beats. These musical traditions sometimes combine native rhythms with those of nearby African cultures and Portuguese colonial history to produce a fascinating and distinctive hybrid sound. Traditional Mozambican music is characterized by the use of timbale, xylophone, mbira, thumb piano, and marimba, among others, to create oral and spatial impressions rich in history and culture. Modern Mozambican music continues to innovate by incorporating parts of indigenous styles with global influences like hip-hop, reggae, and pop. Stuart Sukuma, Nema, and Dylan Jinji are lauded for their modern Mozambican music, which skillfully blends traditional elements with new interpretations. Number 3. Culinary delights. Mozambican cuisine showcases a harmonious blend of flavors inspired by the rich culinary traditions of Portugal, Africa, and India, which beautifully represent the country's diverse cultural heritage and bountiful natural resources. The abundant seafood on its coast profoundly influences Mozambican cuisine. Mozambican cuisine features a delightful array of fresh seafood, including prawns, lobster, crab, and fish. These ingredients are expertly combined with fragrant spices and creamy coconut milk to craft mouth-watering dishes like matapa, a flavorful stew made with cassava leaves and ground peanuts, and piri-piri prawns, which are grilled prawns marinated in a spicy chili sauce. Peri-peri chicken is a genuinely legendary dish, with its succulent chicken marinated in a fiery peri-peri sauce crafted from African bird's eye chilies. This dish perfectly captures the vibrant flavors that Mozambique is known for, with a delightful blend of Portuguese culinary influences. Rice is a versatile food that pairs well with various dishes, whether complemented by savory sauces or infused with the delicious taste of coconut. The culinary scene in the inland regions of Mozambique provides a unique experience with various hearty dishes. One popular dish is zima, a thick porridge made from maize flour, typically served with a selection of stews and meats. We also have a wide variety of local fruits like mangoes, papayas, and bananas that are used in a variety of dishes, both savory and sweet. Number 2. Artisan crafts. Mozambique is well known for its vibrant tradition of artisan crafts, which beautifully showcase the country's cultural diversity, rich history, and abundant natural resources. Artisan crafts are a rich tapestry of skills and techniques that have been handed down through generations, reflecting the deep connection to local customs and traditions. Wood carving is a highly regarded artisan craft in Mozambique. Artisans with exceptional skill meticulously carve detailed designs into different types of wood, resulting in stunning sculptures, masks, and furniture that beautifully capture the symbolic motifs found in Mozambican folklore and spiritual beliefs. The carvings have a dual purpose. They add beauty to their surroundings and serve a practical function. They are a testament to the skill and creativity of the local communities. Pottery is a fascinating artisan craft in Mozambique. Skilled artisans shape clay into vessels, pots, and decorative items using traditional techniques. The pottery pieces frequently showcase unique patterns and designs inspired by regional aesthetics and cultural practices. These can include patterns inspired by nature or geometric shapes that hold symbolic significance in spiritual beliefs. Number 1. Traditional healing practices. Mozambican society values traditional healing methods based on indigenous beliefs and focuses on the whole person's health and well-being. Traditional healers in Mozambique are called curanderos or zapatistas. They are vital to the groups they work with and use hundreds of years-old knowledge and practices to provide healing and spiritual guidance. These healers use herbal medicines, traditions, and spiritual help to treat a wide range of illnesses, from physical to mental and spiritual. They often use medicinal plants native to Mozambique as part of their healing methods. These plants are thought to have healing properties passed down through oral tradition and hands-on experience. We've ended our journey through the 20 strange things that only exist in Mozambique. We hope you enjoyed discovering this incredible country's unique and captivating aspects. If you found this video fascinating, remember to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. For more exciting content about the world's hidden gems, subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update.